Imagine owning machines that don't just fly, they erase borders. Airborne fortresses worth $70 to $80 million each, silently cruising at 40,000 feet, far above the reach of ordinary life. For most billionaires, that would be the ultimate fantasy. For Elon Musk, it's simply how he moves through the world. In 2025, Musk is no longer measured by wealth alone. He exists in a category that feels almost unreal. With an estimated net worth between $650 and $680 billion, his fortune rivals the GDP of entire nations. At that level, money no longer buys luxury, it buys control. Control over technology, control over space, control over silence itself. Rockets, artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, satellites, entire industries no longer compete. They orbit a single name. But there's a side of this power that never appears on a balance sheet: pressure. Because Musk isn't just protecting an empire, he's protecting 14 children, scattered across continents, growing up under a level of visibility that turns every moment into a potential risk. No public schedule, no predictable routine, no repeated patterns. One mistake, one tracked movement, one leaked destination. That's all it would take. When Musk travels, he doesn't go on trips. He disappears. Flight paths change at the last minute. Destinations vanish from civilian radar. By the time anyone knows where he was, he's already gone. Money can buy speed, it can buy power. But here's the real question. Can it buy peace of mind? Or does extreme wealth turn freedom into a permanent state of alert? Because when the entire planet becomes your backyard, nowhere is ever truly safe. And this is only the beginning. Next, we step inside Elon Musk's private air fleet, where airplanes stop being luxury toys and become flying fortresses, built for a life where mistakes are not an option. The story doesn't continue on the ground. It rises, silently, into the stratosphere. While most billionaires buy private jets to be seen, Elon Musk designs his to vanish. His air fleet isn't about champagne or gold-plated interiors. It's about something far colder: survival. At 40,000 feet, above weather, borders, and radar screens, Musk's aircraft become moving fortresses, sealed worlds where air, sound, light, and time itself are controlled. At the heart of this airborne fortress network is the Gulfstream G650ER, a jet worth roughly $70 million. Media often call it the Rolls-Royce of the skies, but that comparison barely scratches the surface. This aircraft can fly non-stop from Los Angeles to Shanghai, crossing oceans without refueling, carrying up to 19 people inside a cabin that feels more like a sealed command center than a luxury plane. There's a private bedroom, a dining area, a workspace, a bathroom larger than many New York apartments. But none of it exists to impress guests. It exists to cut the outside world off completely, creating a silent, airtight bubble where decisions worth billions can be made mid-flight. Then comes the next layer. In 2022, Musk added the Gulfstream G700, priced at around $78 million, the largest, widest, and most advanced private jet Gulfstream has ever built. 5 separate living zones, 2 bathrooms, a standing shower, 20 panoramic windows. The air is filtered through a germicidal plasma ion system, a critical detail when you're flying constantly with young children. Inside, the temperature never changes, the lighting stays low, and the crew follows an unusual rule. They don't speak unless Musk speaks first. Not luxury, hyper-productivity engineering, but a true fortress always has backups. Musk maintains 2 Gulfstream G550s for staff transport and decoy flights, along with a Dassault Falcon 900B, the first private jet he ever bought, a reminder of where this empire began. In a single year, his fleet logged over 441 flights, spending more than 48 full days in the air. And those are only the flights the world could see. Because here's the unsettling truth. By 2025, FAA privacy rules allowed aircraft owners to hide flight data completely. Some of Musk's journeys don't appear on any public radar at all. So ask yourself this: if you had the power to disappear whenever you wanted, would that feel like freedom or the ultimate form of isolation? For Elon Musk, airplanes aren't transportation. They are absolute freedom wrapped in absolute security. But even the most advanced flying fortress has a weakness. Because somewhere on the ground, someone was watching. Next, the war against surveillance, the ElonJet case that exposed Musk's invisible sky. The flying fortresses were supposed to make Elon Musk invisible. But then, unexpectedly, someone on the ground looked up. Not a government agency, not a rival billionaire. A 19-year-old college student with a laptop. His name was Jack Sweeney, and using nothing more than publicly available ADS-B flight data, he built a Twitter account called ElonJet. A digital radar that tracked Musk's private jets in real time. Every takeoff, every landing, every city. For millions of followers, it felt harmless. A game, a celebrity tracker, a star moving across the sky. For Musk, it was something else entirely. It was a crack in the armor. Imagine spending hundreds of millions building flying fortresses, only to realize a teenager can tell the world exactly where you'll land, where your children might be waiting, where strangers could be standing. The shock wasn't just technical, it was psychological. Then came the first unexpected move. Musk reached out privately. He offered $5,000 to make it stop. The reply stunned him. Sweeney refused and countered with $50,000 or a Tesla. What happens when infinite money meets an unmovable principle? Nothing, until power enters the room. Months later, Musk bought Twitter, and suddenly the rules changed. ElonJet vanished. Musk labeled it doxing, real-time location sharing that endangered lives. Supporters applauded. Critics erupted. Free speech versus personal safety. Transparency versus survival. The debate exploded far beyond one account. But here's the real twist most people missed. This wasn't just a personal feud. After ElonJet, flight tracking privacy shifted. FAA rules tightened. Billionaires gained new tools to hide their movements. An entire industry quietly rewrote its playbook. When you have enough power, and a reason the world can't easily argue against, even the sky's rules can bend. So ask yourself, was this censorship or self-defense at the highest level of wealth? Because once Musk locked down the skies, he didn't stop there. If the air was compromised, the ground would be next. Coming up for the land empire, Tesla and the machines of escape. Once the skies were secured, Elon Musk turned his attention downward, because power doesn't end when the wheels touch the ground. To Musk, Tesla isn't a car company, it's a ground army, AI on wheels. Every vehicle is a rolling sensor, constantly learning, recording, adapting. Cameras never blink, software never sleeps. Each mile driven makes the system smarter, sharper, more aware. These aren't cars reacting to the road, they're predicting it. At the center of this fleet is a machine that feels almost unreal, the Model S Plaid. 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. Not for racing, but for escape. In a moment of danger, speed isn't luxury, it's survival. Then there's the Cybertruck. Cold stainless steel, flat planes, bullet-resistant glass. It doesn't look friendly, and that's the point. It's a mobile bunker rolling through cities like a warning from the future. Model X, Model 3, the Roadster. Each one a different tool, each one part of the same system. But here's the unexpected twist. Musk doesn't just love electric cars. Hidden behind the Tesla empire are two gasoline legends. A McLaren F1, bought in 1999, now worth over $20 million, a relic from the analog era of speed. And the strangest of all, the Lotus Esprit Wet Nelly, the James Bond car that turns into a submarine. A toy? Maybe. But it also inspired the Cybertruck's brutal design. Fiction quietly shaping reality. When Musk moves, he never moves alone. Convoys, decoy vehicles, routes that change daily, lead cars, shadow cars. No one knows which vehicle he's in, sometimes not even the drivers themselves, and even the children are part of the system. Armored Model X vehicles with advanced air filtration, Cyberquad minis, not toys but lessons in control, safety, and technology. So ask yourself this. When protection becomes a lifestyle, does childhood end early? And if the ground is no longer safe enough? Next, Part 5, Beneath the Surface. Elon Musk's underground dream with the Boring Company, where even satellites can't see. If the sky can be watched and the ground can be followed, then the only place left is below. This is where Elon Musk's most unsettling idea takes shape. Through the Boring Company, tunnels are no longer just infrastructure, they become escape routes. Silent, enclosed, invisible. No satellites, no paparazzi, no GPS trails. From the surface, nothing moves. And yet beneath your feet, an entire world is in motion. Picture it. An elevator opens inside a private compound. A vehicle descends. Lights dim. Doors seal. In seconds, Musk and his family vanish underground, traveling through a tunnel that never appears on any map. No traffic, no cameras, no witnesses. Not luxury, disappearance. What shocks security experts isn't that the technology exists, it's that it could be private. A closed-loop underground network connecting homes, offices, airports. Built not for cities, but for one family. A future where movement leaves no digital footprint at all. So here's the disturbing question. When even satellites can't find you, who truly controls the world above? But Musk's invisibility doesn't stop underground, because there's one more domain left. A place where borders dissolve and tracking laws fade into the horizon. Next, Part 6. The Yacht Strategy. Invisible at sea, where power floats without a name. In the world of the ultra-rich, a superyacht is usually the final trophy. A floating palace, a name painted on the hull, cameras waiting at every port. But Elon Musk made a different choice. He doesn't own a yacht, he borrows the ocean. When Musk needs the sea, he charters, leaving no paper trail, no permanent registration, no legal fingerprints. One moment, the deck is empty. The next, the most powerful conversations on Earth are happening offshore. In 2021, Musk quietly stepped aboard Zeus, a 74-meter superyacht, not for leisure, but for strategy. What looked like a luxury cruise was actually a floating tech summit, where billion-dollar ideas drifted across international waters. And that's the real secret. Out at sea, surveillance weakens, laws blur, signals fade. Beyond national borders, there are fewer cameras and fewer rules. No paparazzi, no public schedules, just endless water and controlled silence. So here's the question no one asks. If you could disappear into the ocean whenever you wanted, would you ever return to land the same? Because yachts for Musk aren't about showing power, they're about hiding it. And when you connect the sky, the ground, the tunnels, and the sea, you begin to see something far larger taking shape. Next, Part 7, the secret mobility ecosystem, where Elon Musk doesn't travel, he vanishes. When you step back, a disturbing picture emerges. Elon Musk doesn't just move. He operates a closed system. In the sky, a fleet of flying fortresses erases borders. On the ground, Teslas and convoys blur identities and routes. Below the surface, tunnels swallow movement whole. And at sea, chartered yachts drift without a name. Each layer alone is impressive. Together they form something unprecedented, a fully sealed mobility ecosystem, where one man and one family can appear, vanish, and reappear without leaving a trace. No single camera sees the whole journey. No authority controls every layer. Here's the unsettling question. If someone can choose where they exist at any moment, are they still bound by the same rules as everyone else? Because once movement itself becomes power, the world changes. And this is where the story turns back to you. Would you want this level of freedom, or would it feel like the ultimate cage? If this shocked you, stay with me, because what comes next changes how we see power forever. Put Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos side by side, and a quiet truth appears. Bezos builds power to be seen. His yachts anchor in open ports. His movements are predictable. His wealth becomes a brand, polished, visible, unmistakable. Power, displayed. Musk chooses the opposite. He designs power to disappear, changing routes, switching vehicles, erasing trails. For him, the ultimate luxury isn't being admired. It's being unreachable. Security over spectacle. Mobility over image. Here's the shock. Both men are equally rich, yet only one can vanish at will. So ask yourself, is real power about showing the world who you are, or about deciding who never gets to find you? And as this comparison fades, one question remains. What happens when control, movement, and invisibility collide at the highest level of wealth? Stay with me, because the final truth is bigger than any billionaire. In the end, Elon Musk didn't buy vehicles, he built a system. This was never about luxury. It was about survival, controlling movement, reducing risk, staying one step ahead in a world that never stops watching. Jets, cars, tunnels, ships, not trophies, but layers of protection. Because at the highest level of wealth, attention becomes danger. And here's the lesson that lingers. Real power isn't how much you own, it's how completely you can choose when to be found. So ask yourself, in your own life, what would true freedom look like? If this story changed how you see power, wealth, and control, subscribe to Kingstory and stay with us, because the next story might change how you see the world itself.